I was an academic staff college director. So I did not introduce because I've got different aspects. So if you ask me a very basic question, introduce yourself, I will be in trouble. I am a good cook. I am a good farmer. I am a good traveler. I am a good writer. What do I tell about me? Tamil பேசணுமா தமிழ்ல பேசுறேன். I am a linguistics person. I love language. Understood? So that's a very generic thing which I cannot answer. Address me only as Dr. TPS. Yeah. Yeah, that you can do it on the road, whomever you meet, but not me. Look at my face when talking and don't call me sir, which I hate actually. isro.gov.in website, in which all the Chandrayan descriptions are given. When is it planned? Why it could not? Now, as per schedule, it would have been there. Chandrayan 3. Why it got delayed? And when is it going to be next? When is Chandrayan 3 going to be launched? Any idea? It's all there in isro.gov.in. You just type in Chandrayan, ISRO, all these details will be there. What is the payload? What is the launch time? What went wrong? Was the project successful? What for it was made? All details are there in website. That's a textual information available. Okay, learn it, make a table of yourself and then identify, compare, all that is a homework to be done. Fortunately, on Chandrayan 1, when the launch was happened, I was not part of Department of Space. But I was made to speak to the whole nation the relevance of Chandrayan 1 through All India Radio. I was sitting in Delhi, All India Radio, to explain the public the relevance of Chandrayan 1. And I am not in ISRO for last 13 years. I am out of ISRO. I only know what ISRO is doing because of general interest. Definitely it is easier to land or revolve around the moon because it's closer to Earth, right? Communication is easier, taking that is easier. Have you ever seen the moon hawks? Have you googled the moon hawks? H-A-U-X hawks. Learn about the moon hawks. When was the first landing on moon? And who landed on moon? Naturally, there will be a question, no? Why America did not send anybody else after that? Why is it a great thing that somebody, even nobody could land, nobody could send, and we are only talking about rover, maybe instruments only? Why that question is not asked? You understood? It's almost how many years back? It's almost 60 years back story we are talking, 40, 50 years back story we are telling that somebody has landed in moon. And now we are talking about instruments going to moon. Is it not funny? That's why I want you to look at the moon hawks. There are a lot of stories about why it did not happen, how America fooled people and all that. But you are going for a NASA competition. So definitely you cannot tell this, but you should have this in mind. Assume that you want to have a settlement. What is the minimum requirement you have? Minimum requirement. What is the basic requirement for living in a place? If you, with all the gadgets of breathing, giving nitrogen, sulfur, oxygen, all the atmospheric content, what is required for human being, which goes through our nose into our body, everything can be measured, it can be pumped inside our nose very specifically, and then you put you in a gadget and then sent inside water or sent in the upper atmosphere, above the atmosphere. But still you will not be able to survive it because it is not nose breath alone. You have lot of pores on your body. Every skin has got 3000 pores, holes. It also absorbs. So you need the chamber. That is why they put a chamber. And you are inside that chamber, and controlling that is a very, very big job. With all the control, those who are going in submarine, going into underwater, all that people also immediately they spend 1 hour or 2 hours or 3 hours under the water. Immediately when they come up, they are taken into hospital and admitted there. Otherwise they will die. Got it? So it's not that simple. So is it that you are going to establish and say that in moon people can survive? You should have first a strategy, a hypothesis. Oh, this is what I am going to present. Are you going to tell the problems, or are you going to tell that it is possible? It's very simple. Another 15 days. 15 days is 15 into 24 hours. How much is that? 360 hours. 15 into 24. I did not put 14. I put only 15, right? 15 into 24, how do you do? That is what the problem is. You should not multiply. 24 into 10, how much? Half of the 240 is 120, right? So 24 into 5 is 120. 15 is 10 plus 5. So I multiplied with the 10, I got 240, multiplied with the 5, I got 120. So it's 360 hours. Did I compute somewhere, or I am telling from brain? This is what you should learn. It is not landing on moon. On the earth, how to compute you should not learn, and you don't know, then how do you land on moon with this mathematics? So you have 360 hours. Otherwise multiply with another 60 you will get, because every 60 minutes are there, right? Every minute you should work. Ask a lot of questions. That is what is required. Is there water on the moon? Suppose you don't have humidity. Atmosphere require humidity also, not just gases. Water content has to be there. So is there water content in moon? Oxygen is there, say. Let there be little oxygen is there, or more oxygen is there. But what gives the water content? So hydrogen is also there. Oxygen is also there. Moon has got hydrogen and oxygen, but water is not there. You understood? Because hydrogen is there, oxygen is there, it will not become H2O because the atmosphere is not there. But artificially you can survive. I don't know whether you have seen the Martian movie. There is a movie called Martian. How the Mars life is. See how the greenery is made there, how they make small garden where some leaves can be grown, how the atmosphere is created. Look at Google related to movies in space. At least you will get some wild ideas. I don't know whether any one of you know the meaning of hawks. H-O-A-X, hawks. I told you should watch the movie Moon Hawks, right? Did you understand what is hawks means? H-O-A-X, hawks. No, that is what I'm saying. When I say stop, ask questions. I'm sure when you write, that question will come. What does it mean? Hawks means false story. All rubbish. So when I say moon hawks, what does it mean? It never happened. America fooled the whole world. That is what the documentary and the because when you look at it, it will tell you why is it not possible. Okay, I am not talking about a matter of fact. I am only talking about a functionality or idea behind it. Okay. So when science, when you speak, you should also look from the other point of view so that you are very cautious. Why am I saying you should have questions like this so that you will not take things for granted? What is the gravity on Earth, and compared to Earth, what is the gravity on the moon? So understand all the parameters like gravity. Okay, that is also essential. So if there is no gravity, zero gravity in the lab, in the space shuttle, it is different. On Earth, there is the gravity which are essential for us. The moon has got a different gravity. It is not no gravity. It's not a zero gravity place. But gravity is less. So I wanted you to find out how much less. I can give you the answer, but I am not giving. I want all of you to look at it and then learn. So one is atmosphere, water, gravity, and what are all that which are required for people to live. Reaching from here to there. Landing will, what will happen? You are landing from a vehicle which goes in a speed, and the moon is also moving in what speed, right? If the gravity is not pulling, there is a universal gravity, uppercase G. Anything which is not pulled, and if it is rotating and you are not able to hold, assume that you are running in, you are standing on top of a bus and the bus is moving very fast, what will happen? You are not having anything to hold, you will throw away yourself. So is it possible to be on the moon when moon is moving and other planets are getting attracted by the gravity? Understood? So what can make you to get stand onto the moon or maybe build something on the moon? How are the equipments which are going standing there? Is it no, on the earth also we will not make the house to stand, we will dig it and then put a foundation and then put it below that, right? You understood? Assume I make a tent which is not connected onto the ground, not grounded well. When a wind comes, what will happen? It will fly away, right? With all the gravity. But if it is a heavy item, it will not fly away. So that means gravity is able to hold that if the weight is high. So in the moon, if the gravity is different, how much weight it should have to sustain without flying? Or there are a lot of components to be understood. Yeah. So learn about the earlier lunar missions also. Look at the isro.gov.in. It has got a very specific um, content which is on Chandrayan. Chandrayan 1, 2, 3, everything is explained. Why Chandrayan 3 is delayed, that is also explained. When is it going to be? It's expected probably July, but I don't know. I don't think. It may not happen, may happen. Okay. So I guess probably we can have more questions when you learn little more. It's all about angle. Trigonometry, triangle, you can have two sides, the third side can be determined. That is how we say about right angle triangle, isosceles triangle, and etc. 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 In that triangle, you are talking about angle. Though the triangle has the word angle, we are not much concerned about angle. We only say that the sides are equal, one side is perpendicular to the other. When you say perpendicular, there is an angle there. But we are not emphasizing on that. When you say isosceles, we are not emphasizing the angle, though 60, 60, 60 is there. It's a hidden knowledge. In trigonometry, angle comes first. Therefore, circle comes first. So if you look at triangle through the circle, trigonometry becomes very easy and defined.
This is a common question, where is it applied? And in every textbook, the front description before trigonometry talks about standing in your house, you can measure the height of the building in the next. Is it not mentioned there? If you read the introduction for trigonometry, there is a beautiful one-page text given. I can stand on in my house, maybe you are on the 3rd floor and you have got an apartment which is 18 floors. The height of the building can be measured sitting in your place. Yeah, actually it is not possible. Only thing, you should know the base distance. If you know the base distance from your building to the other building, you know the ground distance. If that is known, standing here you can look at the top of the other building and measure the angle which you are measuring it. Actually in the classroom and all, you must show this as an experiment. You must go with a small pipe, put it onto the base, look at it, and when you look there, the angle in which the pipe is kept to see the top of the mast, take that and measure the angle there. And you know the distance, one base and the angle is given, you know the hypotenuse, you know the height. In triangle, you know two sides, the third side can be seen. In trigonometry, one angle and one side is given, all other things can be described. Right, this is used in many places. See, for example, I am launching a satellite. I must know what height the satellite is. Nobody can go and measure there. But what is done is, you look from the pipe. When it is on the ground, I am looking horizontal. When it goes up, I will tilt. So what am I tilting? The angle I am tilting. Measure the angle. I know from where I am standing where the base was. So I know the altitude of the satellite. So it's everyday used in many applications. What we do in space department, what we do in civil engineering. See, the problem with the basic science, I don't know how many people in academics really understood the basic science up to 7th class. Up to 7th class is about life around your life. That means you are learning from the world around. There is no abstract mathematics, there is no abstract physics, there is no abstract chemistry. But 8th grade onwards, it is not related to the day-to-day affair of your life. It's only little bit brain is required. In any teachers, including the university professors, they understand the real concept of most of the things they teach. So open any book, anywhere, either chemistry, physics, biology, geography, history, civics, anything, including languages. You ask me, I'll tell you where and why you are learning it. I like to talk to children, but to understand that they don't understand what teachers are telling. Actually, teachers need to be trained, not like your normal training which happens with blah 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 motivation. Like what? Subject wise, objective and scope definition. If you can look at, I am training a lot of teachers in UK who are taking tuitions for the students in UK from India and different countries, including Russian students who are there, who are going to UK to learn masters. But they earn by taking tuitions. So they need to be trained how to take classes. Because it's not a normal class where you can finish off your class and then go with your salary home, right? The students are coming to you with a lot of questions. They are coming to learn extra. It's not like an Indian tuition. Otherwise they will not go back to that. So I give them a program called micro teaching. That's part of.
Specifically, people ask questions. What is to be done to teach this subject? For which what the answer I will give? I will ask them to make a micro teaching and come back and then present it to me, that subject. And I will criticize. Criticism is a good thing, not a bad thing. It is called nirupanam. Nirupanam is creating the rupam. What is not in shape, create shape. So I scold teachers very thoroughly. Yesterday I was talking to LKG, UKG teachers in Kerala. Already Kerala session started. The video was on, nobody was switching video. I was only there. I start scolding them because the first response is to greet the person, to introduce yourself. Okay, you should introduce that I am so and so, I am so and so teacher working in this place. Then ask few questions. If I am a guest, you should have done that homework of understanding who is this person, right? I am very specific in the way you communicate, the way you ask. So teachers need to learn good communication, very thorough, do a lot of homework. So look at DrTPS trigonometry, DrTPS mathematics, DrTPS calculus, differential equation. Which subject is yours? Now who is speaking? So it's biotechnology, not nanotechnology. What is the difference? Biotechnology and nanotechnology. Science, no. So there is little is not there. It has a measurement. Nanotechnology is 10 power minus 9 technology, and biotechnology is not 10 power minus 9. It is less than that. Up to what? Up to what you can go? Bio means life. So when do you lose life? Biology talks about cell, right? Inside cell, when you go to molecule, it is not biology. The biology turns to be physics. Biology turns to be chemistry. You go inside the cell, you get atoms. Atoms is not biology, it is chemistry. So up to 10 power minus 6 is biology. So biotechnology talks about microbiology. Microbiology is science. Biotechnology is the microbiology applied in science. I used to teach BIMTA labs, Shanta Biotech, microbiology labs in Hyderabad. I never learned biology in my life, but I teach biology. After 10th, I never learned, but I learned back again. When I was doing my psychology, I learned a lot of biology. In my house, there are 3 zoology teachers. My brother was a zoology professor. He wrote a lot of zoology books. His wife was a zoology. My another brother was a zoology teacher who took PhD in butterflies. So my house, I have got zoology, botany, all the people around, no? So we learn together. It's not what degree I have. It's not what certificate I have. Yena chakshushana pashyanti, yena chakshunshi pashyadihi. Biotechnology in the Vedas. So biotechnology is there in the Vedas, Upanishads. What is that in your eye which makes you to see? That is biotechnology, correct? The DNA pattern. How do the communication happens inside the cell? Is it not biotechnology? Correct? So who gives you that instruction to work like this? Who is instructing the cell in your eyes to see things? Who is instructing the ears, cell in your ears to hear but not see? So different roles are given for different parts of your body. Who is giving this? The answer is consciousness, which is not part of biotechnology. You are only learning biology, add consciousness, it becomes Upanishads. My cell in my eyes are not able to see, but the eye is able to see. That's what it says. Yena chakshushana pashyanti, yena chakshunshi pashyati. The cell in my eye is not having eyes, but it acts as it is an eye when the cell is in my eye. When I go to my guru, I become a student. I learn from them. When I go to my students, I become the teacher. So we take different roles. That's consciousness. But I am the same. The cell is the same. Okay, good. Other day I was there in Srirangam temple. I created a beautiful video. Look at I have sent my details. Look at Dr. TPS. See the video. Give a comment if you are alive. Otherwise, I consider you are dead and gone in my life. Jaipur was good. I enjoyed. Not that Jaipur is good. Actually, a lot of students who are sending me a detailed report what they have learned. A lot of communication after that. South India, it doesn't happen generally. North India people are a little more receptive.